Hello and welcome. I am Mr. Carperlock, and this is Satisfactory Early Access Update 3. Last episode, we built the space elevator, which you can see going up into the sky there, and you see why I like to put it up high. You can see it even from here, on top of that giant cliff. That is so cool. And now that we have the space elevator, when we've unlocked Research Tiers 3 and 4, and we've actually got one of the Tier 4s, Improved Melee, but now we're working on Tier 3, and we want to get coal. So, it's time to put our materials in here. And now, we have coal power.
Milestone reached. Coal is an improved alternative power source to biomass and can be fully automated if provided water with the new pipeline buildings and power throughout the initial setup. Coal has been added to the resource scanner.
So, now we can get coal.
Ensure the close proximity of water to the coal production line. Note, pumps will aid in vertical transport of fluids through pipes. Note, throughput and volume indicators are added to each pipe section automatically.
Are you done, Ada? Alright, so now we have the water extractor, and we're going to need one of those. And now we have the pipeline supports and pipelines, so we're going to need those. And in power we have coal generators, and we're definitely going to need a couple of those. Now in order to make the pipelines, we have to make copper sheets. We haven't been able to create those before, but we can do it now. So now we don't have a lot of power here, so what we're going to have to do is divert the ingots from making cables to making copper sheets. Alright, so we're going to stop this. We don't really need, I mean, we have an insane number of cables here, right? We have, this entire thing is almost full. Have we filled up this up here? I don't think so. Oh yeah, we have. Okay, so we've got like a carton and a half. So we don't really need that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to shut it down. And what we're going to change it to is copper sheets. Right there. And then we're going to simply pipe it out into another storage box. Right here. In case we need more than one. Right there. I'm not going to worry about making it pretty because we're getting ready to move to another base. And so now this thing is going to take in 20 ingots a minute and make 10 copper sheets a minute. We can also grab some ingots for ourselves. Let's see, do we have some over here? And make some copper sheets. Here we go. Just so that we can get some ready to go, because we're going to need 20 of them to make a water extractor and probably going to need about 100 of them total to make pipes. So we're going to need to do that to add water to our generators. So let's go ahead and make copper sheets. And we can make 100 of them, so that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I will pause here, and I'll bring you back when we're done making our sheets. Alright guys, we are back. I have a whole bunch of supplies, and we are heading over... Oh wait, before we do that, we're going to head over to our base, but before we do that, let us set up our next milestone, and our next milestone is going to be vehicular transport. And we don't have anywhere near the stuff to make that yet, because we're going to be using a bunch of rotors to make coal generators, but we definitely want to make a vehicle next. We can get a truck. Trucks can transport things back and forth, and you can set them on a little route. And what I may actually do is build, well, you can use it to, you can drive it yourself, right? But what I may actually do is see if I can build one that can actually run this route for me when the time comes, and just sort of empty out the original base and bring everything over to our main base. But before we do that, I'm going to have to build like a highway out there and everything, because I don't want the truck riding over the ground like this. It's going to be too easy for it to get stuck on stuff. So yeah, we're just going to head out, and you can see, oh, there's a spitter. Let's switch to our ranged attack. This thing doesn't have a lot of range on it. think it takes 4 shots to get these guys. So that's 3. It was either 3 or 4. And I can't pick that up. So, oh well. So now, what I've done with this pathway, I had it going that way, but then these guys respawned, the little insect guys. So I just routed it around this way. And I just follow the power lines. So I don't actually need beacons or landmarks anymore because I can just follow the power lines. Now guys, eventually this is all, we're going to make a skyway that's going to go up here, and this stuff is all going to be up above the terrain. But that is going to take tons and tons of concrete and metal, and it's going to take some stuff from the awesome shop that we don't have yet, like certain types of wall components and walkways and all kinds of stuff, railings and such. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I mostly want to do is just get this power going so that we can add more, tons of more machines. We can add the awesome shop or the awesome sink and start getting other types of components, but also we can then start getting ready to move our hub and move our base, right? Which is going to take time, but fortunately over here where our base is, we do have all the resources we need. We have limestone over here, we have obviously coal over here, we have a bunch of metal deposits, we have some copper deposits. I think they might even be pure ones, which means we're going to be pulling up lots and lots of resources and just pipe them right out onto the main base floor. And you know, how we set up that base is not going to be the final version. As I said before, you're going through multiple drafts as you do this, but definitely we've got extra concrete up here, and so if we run out, we can go get more. We should have quite a bit. Okay. So now what we want to do is create a platform for our base, for our generators, right? Here at the bottom here. And I'm just sort of looking around to see if there's any nasties. Hopefully not. There's some insects over there, but we can't really deal with them right now. So this is square to the base. This structure is how I got up to there. And so we can easily make a floating platform that is square to our base by using this area here. And I hear somebody coming. This is why I have weapons. Alright, let's back up so that we can see these guys. They always attack me like at night or somewhere where I can't see them. Is he stuck? I mean, I'll shoot you. But I'd like you guys to see the new weapon. See? A couple quick shots and he's dead. Alright, so we got some carapaces. But first, so let's see. One of the things I want to do is just up here put a storage box. We've also got an industrial fluid buffer, so this can hold fluid in pipes in case we run low, I guess. So it serves like a buffer, which is pretty cool. Alright, so this thing, I want to have the thing floating out on the water, right? Is that where I want it? That is perfect. It is right floating on the water exactly. Look at that. That is what I want. Alright, so let's just clean that up so that we can get up. But this is going to be the start of our floating platform, guys. So now we just have to make lots and lots and lots of foundations, and the whole thing is just floating on the water. I love this. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise, the generators are not going to be on the floor. I'm going to raise them up, and I'm going to put the pipes down here. and then I'm going to go 2 walls up, and then we're going to put the generators on the surface there. And the idea of that is that the pipes are going to be underneath, much like the pipes are below your floor in your house or behind the drywall, right? You're not going to be seeing a lot of the pipes. We're also going to have to put the water pumps out, and I think I'm going to put them like over here. And so the way I want to orient this, so my plan for how to orient this is that the pipes are going to go this way, right? And we're going to have 4 coal generators facing this way, right? And then the pipes are going to come along this way and then split off 4 times, right? And go up into the 4 coal generators. And so there's going to be a single water pump. They can do 200, whatever it is, cubic meters a minute, and each coal needs 50, so 50 times 4 is 200. So we're going to have 1 generator. It's going to feed 4. And then if we go up further, we're going to have another generator. The pipe's going to come out. It's going to feed another 4. And then another generator. I think we'll have room for 3 rows. It's going to feed another 4. And then we'll have another opening for water. And then we'll have more water generators. And then we will be shooting more water over there. So we're going to be able to put, like, I think, if I'm envisioning this correctly, 3 rows of 4 here and 2 rows of 4 there, right? So that's going to be about 20 generators of coal in this one place. Each one does 75 megawatts of power. So if you compare that to the megawatts we have right now, it's like 130. 75 times 20 is going to be 1,500 megawatts of power. It's like 1.5 gigawatts. So we're going to have a lot more power. But I'm not going to make you guys watch me do all this building. I will do that and then bring you back after I'm done. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back. As you can see, I've started making a giant platform. I've put the water generator over there. The plan is to have the pipes run along this way. And now we need to create an entrance for the main floor, which of course is going to be where the generators are. So I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this. So I've got something temporary here. This is going to be the height of the thing, right? So if you look down here, it's 2 walls high, right? And that will be high enough for us to put pipes. And then we're going to have an access way in here. So we will, we can't do that yet. So we'll just leave it. I gotta get doors and things like that. So we're gonna have the pipes run along this way, and then they will go up, and from up here we will be putting our generators in place. So as you can see, this is all very messy because I'm just sort of working it out. But what I want to do is, if we have the pipes running along this way, this wall here, then we can put our generators, let's see, if we're going to have the wall here, we should have a walkway here, so we're going to need to go 1 more over. And then we're going to put our pipes actually under this row, I think. We don't want to go all the way here because we don't want little pig beasts coming over here attacking us. And then this will be where we're going to start putting our generators. So the generators need to be 2 wide, so it's 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and I'm not sure if I've got to leave space in between them. I'm going to have to just see how it looks. Also, the last time I did this I had walkways, which we don't have yet because we haven't got our awesome sink going. So there's going to be some holes in the floor until I can get that worked out. So what's going to happen is the coal is going to come from over there, probably from above, shoot over here, come down, and then it's going to like go along the wall, and then when it comes over here it'll drop down using a conveyor lift. So let's see. Well, that was a mistake down there somewhere. I have to go play with that later. I accidentally did it on the floor instead of putting it up here. Okay. And then we're going to have a walkway this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be far enough. So let's put it as far over as we can. Let's go ahead and grab our first coal generator. We want to put it on the dead center. We want to put it kind of in the middle going forward and backward too. I think that may be what we want. And then there's going to be a pipe down here. Gee, I may need to pull it all the way back. I'm not really sure. We're going to have to work that out. I think this is actually... This looks pretty good from being centered this way, I think. You know, it's about half a foundation wide over here. And it's about half a foundation here. So that's pretty much centered. And it's centered this way. The question is whether it's going to be centered in terms of the pipes. Then if we line the next one up, right there, and then we can line the next one up there, and then the next one up there, and that's about as much room as we've got. So we have some extra space on the side here. We could move these over a little bit. We might want to do something like that. So we're going to come in here. We're going to walk through here. But there's also going to be a space here for just plain walking. Right? So the building is going to come back to here. Right? And then we have to have our conveyor belts and lifts and all of that junk. So the question is, so one of the issues with these new generators, the old coal generators just had this input for coal because they didn't have water back in the day. And so then you didn't want to line it up on the line, you wanted to line it up in the middle here, and you could actually fit them right next to each other, and we could have fit like 8 of them here. But the problem is if you press them together like that, you're going to have an issue with having the pipes and the coal and then still making it look pretty. And so the way I plan to do this, I think I'm going to have to move this over one, because I think we're going to need space on this side. But the way I plan to do this is something like this, right? And having the pipes underneath and then come up and join, right? And so I've just got to kind of work that out, but I think we're going to need to move these over. So let me do that, guys, and I will bring you back when I've worked some more of it out. Alright, guys, I think I've got something that's not too bad. So I had to pull the generator all the way back to the edge, unfortunately, but that gave it a nice pipeline straight down into the water pipe. As you can see, I started building a pipe over here, but I think it needs to be moved. So we'll just change that. And we will... I had just enough pipe to do this. And so we'll just clean this up a little bit. And I really wish they would add the whatchamacallit, the extra hot bars that they're planning, that they I think already have in early access and they're planning to give us. I really wish they would give them to us ASAP. Alright, so our pipeline, so this thing is right here. To get a right angle, I think we want to do something like that. We might be able to get this to go. Yep. So we get a nice right angle on it. And now we have enough water that we can start getting power going with this coal generator. So now what I want to do, because I don't know that we have enough pipe to do a second generator. Let's try it. We really need to get 2 of them online ASAP, because that's going to be about as much power as we're generating with the biomass, and then we don't have to worry if the biomass ever runs out of power. So let's line this next one up right there. Open a hole in the ground. Let's see if we can get this pipe settled in. So we go to the pipeline connector and we use the horizontal connection, I believe. Yep, and then we take, if we have enough pipe, and I don't know if we do, just enough, and I didn't quite get it right. It's got to go over a little bit more. Unfortunately, these don't really snap, so you really just have to eyeball it, and it's trial and error to get it to be vertical. And see, that's a little bit off the other way. And so this is, there's a lot of like, can I get this exactly right, kind of, and I may just have to live with it being a little bit off. I think that's pretty good. So we've got 2 coal generators now, and if we seed them with coal from the coal deposits, we will definitely be able to power both of the, to power the water, and then that power will continue. So we're going to add these guys to the power grid, and that power will continue running things for us all the way through. Right? It'll go all the way back to our base. Come on. Why are we not connecting here? 2. Click. There we go. So we want one. So every other one, right? So we want one there. And then we want one there. And now we can connect to the coal generators, right? And now I can run over and get some coal, and then we can power these bad boys up. I'm just gonna like load coal into them for now. We're just gonna have to do it manually until I can get miners out here and start actually constructing stuff. But let's fire this up and get the water going. I don't want to connect the water plant yet because we will have trouble with that. So let's go out to the coal. The coal is down this way. And I'm going to have to create a non-square set of foundations here just to get us started. And we'll head down. Let's see if I can build this down far enough so that we don't get hurt going down. Sometimes you have to really play with it to get it to match up. That may be good enough. And we have tons and tons of inventory space for coal. You know what I'm going to do is run up here, and I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to build a couple of portable miners so that we can at least get a lot of coal fast. Alright guys, I couldn't resist. I went ahead and made this thing square to the build, so we're fine. We can leave this here. There's some pig beasts in the distance, so we're going to need to shoot them. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can. Missed him. Want to avoid. Oh man, there's 3 of them. Got him. And got him. Okay. And there's another one. There are 4 of them. My goodness. So let's go ahead and eat a pale berry. Heal us up a little bit. And there's another one. Wow, were there 5 of them here? Damn it. Ugh. Got him. Alright. That takes care of that. Get out of my way. Okay, so we definitely want to get a miner going on here. And on this one. But before we do that, we're also going to throw down some portable miners. Right? And the next one. And then I am going to start picking up some coal, because I want to seed these 2 coal generators with a bunch of coal to get them started, so that we can very quickly get our power back to what we have at the base, so that if the biomass shuts down, I don't care, right? Because the coal will be running. Now, ultimately, we want to power these two miners, and ship the coal up to those generators. Each generator uses about 1/4 of the output of a mine. So each generator uses 15 coal a minute. The mines put out 60. So these 2 mines can put out the coal for 8 generators, which is going to be something like 600 megawatts of power. In fact, exactly 600 megawatts. So this is going to take a little while, but I'm just trying to get enough coal to get things started so we can start the water. So there's 100 there. And then this thing's got 50. And this thing's got 50. And so now these guys are going to pull enough. Just those 2 portables will pull enough for the 2 coal generators that I have. So now we can start the generators up, and that will give me the power to power the, well, let's see. We should be able to, so we're going to need some power for that water generator, unfortunately. So to get things started, I think I need to turn these guys off. The constructor and the miner up here, because let's see, I think we don't have enough power to run that. Yeah, we're at 120. Well, we might have enough just to get it started. Let's try it. We'll load the coal, and then we'll run over here and start that generator. The coal is not connected to the power grid, so let's do that. We want to make sure everything is connected. And so for right now, we're just going to very quickly, just quick and dirty, run that over there so that that's all connected. Then we're going to put coal in here. Boom. And we're going to put coal in here. Boom. And then we're going to connect this power to that generator. And it should start up. Right? And you should see these lines. You should start to see blue in the lines once the water generator starts up. Right? See how it's turning blue? And then this line should turn blue. Right? There's nothing in here now, but we should see it start to turn blue. Here it goes. Right? And now we're starting to fill it up. Right? And then we should see this line start to turn blue. Right? And then over here, and once over here is blue, we should be having water going into this thing. So let's hope that's working. Because if not, we're going to have to shut everything down and run back there and restart the biomass. So let's see, are these guys going yet? Why are they on red? They're connected to power. They're connected to water. Why does it have no water? It's just taking it a while to fill up, I guess. It should have some water in it. Flow rate 0, why? This is completely full. It's just taking it a while to fill up, I guess? There it goes. Okay, so now it's going. It just takes it a little while. Yep. Okay. So now the generator should turn on very shortly. The last time I did this, when I was trying this out, I used a biomass generator to get everything started. So now I'm using coal to get everything jump started. So now we have tons of power. It's not going to stay that way because the biomass is going to kind of die out on us. So what I want to do here, again just for now, is set up a... That's too far forward. Set up a storage container and a splitter. Right? Now you might be saying, well, what do you need a storage container for? You don't have any conveyor belts coming in, and we don't yet. That is true. Where is the line on this? There, I guess. Okay, good enough for now. We don't yet, but I can run them back and forth, right? So all I got to do is make a couple of trips, and we'll fill this thing up with, you know, 300 or 400 or 500 coal, and then it'll run for, what it does, 15 a minute with like 450 coal. That'll be a half hour, and that'll be enough for me to get all the belting done to bring everything up here, right? Because we got to run power down here and all of that. But for now, what I'm going to do is just manually run some coal back and forth and back and forth until we have this all set up and ready to go. So there's 100 coal. There's 100 coal, right? And so, you know, by the time I go in there and load it in, I mean, there's still going to be like 80 coal left. And my guess is I would probably be able to collect like 300 or 400 or 500 coal per generator before they run out of a single 100, right? And so if I just did this for 20, 30, 40 minutes, that thing would be full and we could run these generators for a long time. But I don't want to do this for a long time. I just want to do it long enough to build the rest of this in, right? So we're going to go ahead and empty our coal in here, and then it's going to shoot out to here. Now these guys still have what? See, 83 left, and then this is going to refill them. Okay? So I think that's enough for now. I will keep running around and doing this as time goes by. I'm going to belt the coal up here. We're going to put our remaining generators in place. In fact, I can do that right now because we should have enough material for them. 1 and 2. Right, so now all I got to do is get some more pipe, some more copper to make the pipes, bring the pipes in here, and then belt those guys up, split them off, and then we'll have these generators running continuously. Right, but as you can see, these guys are going to fill up, and we still have some and I can go get more and so on. So I will leave it here, guys. When I bring you back, we will have belts coming up here, and these things will be working continuously, and then we will have 300 continuous power permanently in the base, and I'll start working on building more generators and having 600 power, and then we're going to really be cranking along. But until next time, I am Scarpalock, and this has been Satisfactory.